Okay, we're completing the square. So, in order to complete the square, we need to move this 2 further over here and make some space. I don't think anybody could argue that you can't move a 2 over. So there we go, I moved it over. Now, I need to add a number here that is half of this, and then I need to square it. Half of the 6 is 3, and then I square it, makes 9. Now, if I add 9 here, I think most people would understand that I would need to add 9 over here. But instead of doing it that way, I'm cluttering up my left side of my equation, I could also subtract 9 here. And by adding 9 and then subtracting it right away, I have basically undone it, so I kept the equation balanced. Now, why did I do that? Because that 9 is the magical number where if I put it right there, I can now factor this part and make it y equals x plus 3 and x plus 3. That's called a perfect square. That's why putting this number in here is called completing the square. All right, and now these two numbers, they make my end. So negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. All right, put it all together, I have y equals x plus 3 quantity squared minus 7. And that has taken me from general form, which was this original one, down to vertex form. And why do we complete the square? Because it tells us the vertex. And now I've got this negative 3 comma negative 7 as a vertex that comes from here and here. All right, so now you can give me any equation, and even complicated ones can work. I'm going to do one here with a fraction. And I can do this equation as completing the square, changing it from general form to vertex form. So let's do one as a fraction. Let's say I had y equals x squared plus 3x, and I move the plus 2 way over. Then I do half of this and square it. Half of the 3 is 3 over 2, and then square it. Squared. Now I have to add that and then subtract the exact same thing. This got a little messier here, but basically I just added and subtracted something, just like I did last time. Now, when I take this part right here, it will factor. And this part here, when I add them together, that will make my number on the outside. Y equals, this is the factoring part, x plus 3 halves. Notice you just take the number that's in there, and x plus 3 halves. If I FOILed that out, first outside, inside, last, I would prove that it actually equals this. Okay? And then this part right here, I'm going to personally go square it first and say 9 over 4, and then I'm going to say negative 9 fourths plus 2. Well, 2 is really 8 fourths. I'm finding a common denominator here. Now, I can put negative 9 fourths together with the positive 8 fourths, and I get negative 1 fourth. So what does this all mean? When you put it all together, you have y equals x plus 3 halves, quantity squared, and then minus 1 fourth. So my vertex would be negative 3 halves, comma negative 1 fourth. Now that is some serious math.